I want to attempt to arrive us in a place of prayer. Joshua chapter 5 from the 13th verse. I need to go verse by verse. My glasses is not here, so I may not be able to pick in fine print. But let me say this. I was privileged to minister at a ministers' conference in Oshobo yesterday. I said, I'm not into... There's no drive to minister in this season for me. I told my wife to. So most of my meetings will be outsourced. There's no drive. Where it is happening now in the spirit is in the presence of God. It's not before people. So tonight I'm ministering here because of responsibility, not in short. It's not a day of too many meetings. It's in the presence of God. The metric system has been altered. And so to continue to journey in the consciousness of what was yesterday is folly. Everyone must go back and learn from the Holy Ghost. What God is offering us is newness. The technology's transformation. The definition of our progressive experience is change. I'm going to say that again. What God is offering us, the merchandise of God, is newness. A process has been designed to occasion it, and that's why it said the technology is transformation. It's not a surface walk. It's designed to happen at gene level. It's a deep walk. And the concept of migration is actually not us journeying into a place. It's that we subject ourselves to the Lord so that what happens in the factory, which is your human spirit, can travel beyond your human spirit into creating an atmosphere around you. Everyone should, in this season, labor not to make light of your personal zone with God. If not, the gaps will become obvious, like it is. Selah. I'm burdened, and I've had to share with my pastors. I think I've not only spoken to Pastor Lamdi. That's why I was trying to discuss there. Help us, Jesus. Yeah? Okay. It came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, art thou for us or for our adversaries? The 14th and the 15th verse. Please be attentive. So who is scrolling? And he said, nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord, I am now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, what saidst my Lord unto his servant? And the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua, loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place whereon thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so. I want to attempt in 15 minutes to try to divulge to you a news that is breaking in the realms of God. If God gives me success, because he can decide not to, then we'll go ahead to pray. If you have been a student of scriptures, you will have come into the understanding of the kind of leadership structure that Israel advertised. A leadership structure that was pioneered in that great leader called Moses. As a matter of fact, from biblical perspective, Moses was not just a prophet, he was a king of some sort. Except that his kingship was not occasioned until the heads of the tribes of Israel came together. Every time the heads of the tribes of Israel came together, Moses morphed into another shape in God. He became the king of Israel. Are you with me? So Saul, practically speaking, was not Israel's first king. Moses was. This king was gifted a handyman, and that was all that Joshua was. He was like an errand man, or like a personal assistant of some sort. It was his call to do Moses' dirty job, and so if there was an election for kingship, Joshua may not have qualified. But in his line of duty, he was required to follow Moses into every place that Moses went. So he became a dweller of the tabernacle, not by election, but by duty. Is somebody with me? I'm trying to describe a kind of people. Cut a long story short, Joshua chapter 1, God approached unto this handyman and said to him, Moses, my servant, is dead. I'm paraphrasing. He had a mandate, and that mandate has been aborted. The man, the messenger of the mandate, is dead. Arise, fulfill the mandate, divide the land unto them as an inheritance. That was Joshua's assignment. Moses was not a warrior. Joshua was. So in addition to the fact that he served Moses, he was also supposed to be like the chief of army staff. Okay, no. What's the title of the head of the service chiefs? There's naval, there's army, there's air staff, then chief of defense staff. So everything as regards warfare in Israel arose and descended on him. I'm giving you his CV because many of us have a very robust CD. Unfortunately, when the dimension of expression shifts, you may find out that your CV crashes with the change. So, our narrative now ensues. Israel was about to cross the Jordan, and this chief of defense staff, a man who had gained all kinds of mastery in warfare, part of his CV was the capacity to convert farmers and laborers into military men in one night. Because when they got to Rephidim, at that time, Israel had never experienced open field combat before. Moses said to him, go and choose for us fighting men. There were no fighting men. Egypt did not conscript any Jew into the army. All of them were laborers, they were domestic workers, but he had an eye that could draw out a fighting man in one night, and by the following morning they were fighting. He was one whose skill on the battlefield had been so honed that he could synergize skill in fighting with the supernatural. So that Moses sat on the mountain, held the rod of the Lord, And he knew how to synchronize human activity with the strength of a rod that was upheld. That's Joshua. Now, this Joshua meets a man with a drawn sword. And if you know what warfare is about, when a man's sword is drawn, it means that the man he met was battle ready. Are you with me? I'm trying to be petty. The man was battle ready. And then Joshua approached him and asked him a question that was supposedly intelligent, but the response revealed that Joshua was deficient in understanding. Are you for us or against us? And the man said neither. It means that your question has no bearing in the realm of my assignment. You are a master in your realm. You understand warfare, and based on the dynamics of warfare in the realm where you're already like a god, there are only two sides to a battle. But in the realm where I came from, I don't have to belong to any of the warring parties. I'm still here to fight. What I just said the other time is the summary of Joshua facing this captain of the Lord's host. As a matter of fact, Joshua was not schooled into the partnership of the captain of the Lord's host. In case you don't know how to leverage on the supernatural, he will say, I fought a battle and I fought in tandem with a rod. But when the captain of the Lord's host comes, the battle has moved into another dimension, and all the CV of Joshua crashed with one question. You don't know where God is now. That's what I'm saying. You don't know where he is now. The definitions for which you have gotten reputation have no meaning. The intelligence that you have gathered so far cannot affect what is happening in the new place whereinto you have been brought. Joshua. In your realm, whoever stands against you is either a friend or a foe. But this captain is saying, I'm neither a friend nor a foe. My appearance has increased the size of the battle. But there was a mercy that Joshua had. We don't know what will have befallen Joshua if that conversation progressed. What did Joshua do? He bowed down before him. Recognition. And he now asked him, you're a captain. I'm a captain. But when you show up, I become a servant and I do your bidding. That's alignment. That's the secret of leveraging on the wisdom of a dimension that you don't know. Align. And the first thing this captain told him was not to instruct him to fight, was to say, take off. Was that a new instruction? Joshua was taken to the place where Moses started his journey from. The same place in the spirit. For Moses, it was not a battlefront. It was a burning bush in the desert. So it meant that that same dimension from which God called Moses had moved into another physical location, and every time that dimension shows up, a man must perform the same courtesy. Take off your shoes. We may need to now ask ourselves, why do they all need to take off their shoes? It's because your shoes are custodians of history. If you claim that you didn't walk in a swamp or a swampy area, all we need to do is look at your shoes. You just polished a black shoe, and I saw you at the gate. I said, where have you been? You said, I've been at the altar. I don't need to ask for that, Pastor Diola. What do I do? I look at your shoe. Your shoe will tell the story of your walk. Are you with me? If you entered water, your shoe will bear witness. If you stepped on cow dung, your shoe will bear witness. If you walked through dust, if you stepped on tarmac that was not yet dry, all of the places that you went to will be lodged in the shoe that you wear. It was to say that your experiences aforetime are unnecessary. Where you are standing on is consecrated ground, and you must align with the demands of consecration before we talk further. The gaps are beginning to emerge. The gaps can be calibrated in many ways. They can be intensity gaps, they can be revelational gaps, they can be potency gaps, but the gaps are beginning to open. So that you will not be jealous. Another season of work has unlocked to us. Every man must trust Jesus to pay the price of arriving in the places. If you don't arrive, you will be at the mercy of the strength of other people. And it's not a bad place to be. But when you have journeyed long, you will find out what you could have been that you did not become, because in the day that God invited, you did not say yes to him. I found out in my walk with God that subscribing to God in belated fashion makes the journey of entering your place in God more difficult, because invitations come with modicums of grace. Are you with me? It is easier to journey when the invitation comes. The longer you wait, the more scarce the resources for the journey. It's changing. It's changing. What I'm about to insert by labors is a 12-stage transformation process. But you see, we must all be aware that God has moved. He has moved. You cannot be in the Nigerian church now, Oriomi, and not know that God has moved. Because when God moves, the fractures of men become more expressed. Israel was strong when the cloud was with them. If you ever got isolated from the cloud, you will understand how weak you are. What do you know about this new place? And in case you have stumbled on new knowledge, what are you doing anew? Because the dynamics of your existence have shifted. Help us. Help us. Don't waste your time on YouTube now. Don't waste your time on YouTube. I mean, just listen to everybody. But in case you want to waste time like that, you will see that there are gaps. Even mega conferences do not cure hearts from the depravity that seeks to define our land. That the fact that people came does not take from us the demonstrations of our descent in God. That's why those who are still being helped must cry. The reason why even the mighty are balking is because the definitions of strength have been altered. That's the only reason. So you could be strong yesterday, but if the weights that define the territory are stronger, it means that you cannot survive today. You may be for the unity of the body of Christ yesterday. Today you might be divisive. Are you with me? You may be standing at the gates to make sure that corruption should not enter the body of Christ yesterday. I'm saying that with what is currently in our space, you could be an enemy of Christ today. From Christian to Antichrist within a space of 24 hours. It is possible now. So we must find the new definitions of strength. There is a place where the new definitions are being taught. It's not in open space. Every man must escape. 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 Find a way to run from the face of men and to sit with God again. Because with him is our strength. And I will lift up my eyes to the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord. The Lord which made heaven and earth. He said, he will not suffer thy foot to be moved. The Lord who keepeth thee, he will not slumber nor sleep. Oh Lord, the Lord is my keeper, the Lord is thy shield. Help me, help me. Rete kofandine viate akasi setahaya. Even forever. Yes, it comes and it comes from you. To overwhelm my soul, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Guide me, O thou rich Jehovah, pilgrim through this barren land. I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand. Strong deliverer, strong deliverer, be thou still my strength and shield. Strong deliverer, ikananinato sateka kita baravia kane atiada ipasome vina note ilado samino ifarida da tomi se itoto masani kifina katani barava kajalaka I forgive the conversation. We will not be drowned. We will be standing. Sunday. Bye bye. Oh, then to the rock, let me fly. To the rock that is higher than I. Oh, then to the rock let me fly. Coming before tire. To the rock that is higher than I. the rock. Give me wings. Give me wings. Let this eagle break away from the words. Give me flight. Let that which seeks to overwhelm, let that which seeks to ground come in verita highest. I was designed for flight. I was designed to soar. Ebola itete bahaya, erivinatona, saimosahaya. Oh, get to the rock, let me fly. To the rock that is higher than high. Oh, let to the rock, let me fly. One more time. To the rock that is high. Let me fly to the rock that is higher than high. To the rock, let me fly to the rock that is higher than high. Oh, then to the rock, let me fly. Give me wings. Give me wings. Bring me to your secret place. Give me wings. Give me wings. There is a place in which I am not prone to the strength of the tempter. It's not in every place men fall when temptation comes. It's not in every place. It's not in every zone where men struggle into the things of God. It's not everywhere. There is a place where wisdom dwells. Accuracy is not an item in every zone. There is a place of accuracy. There is a place of consecration. There is a place where fellowship is consistent. And tonight he gives wings, new wings, new wings, new wings, wings that are stronger than the storm. Fananiale. was sharing with my wife this afternoon. I said I have only 3 prayer points, and all of them are built into the supply of life. Give life to my spirit. Give life to my soul. Give life to my body. That's all I want. Man was designed only to boast in the possession of life. Give me life. If you came to church tonight and you can sense the dryness, you have begun to struggle, can you ask for life? Give me life. Give me life. Kolia sabwakete ketitoban soika ravikete etwafiata sabikole sabukupetai pai 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 kamara toke gote kaya abwake toka beto berata kate belegivete pai peguvela Sami akile, eko pela